Yes, it is, everybody. It is showtime. Welcome to the show. I am your extremely exhausted host, tall man, Robert, a.k.a. I don't know. This is my lovely wife, Lisa. I know that much, a.k.a. Mrs. Tall Man. Not that anyone calls her that.
And I am equally as exhausted.
We are coming to you live this Sunday. I mean Monday, since Sunday we could not be here. And we promised you we were going to stream on Sunday, and we absolutely apologize. But, well, you know, sometimes something's got to give, and this time it was sleep. I'm exhausted.
This time it was us giving.
Yeah, we gave up.
We gave out.
Gave up and gave out. So we want to thank everybody for joining us. Applause for everyone for being here. Thank you so much. Yes, we are going to talk a little bit about what's happening in the cruise industry this past week and a little bit of weather for the upcoming week. And hope you guys are all ready. Speaking of you guys, let's say hello to everybody, shall we? Hello, Nurse Tara. First in the house tonight. At work, mind you. Hopefully everybody's okay. Macrina, wow, happy Monday surprise, right? You know, we said we promised yesterday, but, you know, sometimes things got to give. Patricia, Monday. Yes, it is. Popcorn, you talked me into it. Absolutely. Got to have some popcorn, right? I mean,
absolutely.
Can't have a show without popcorn, right? Mamie's like, I guess I need to go pop some. Hello. Welcome, Mamie Radar. And, of course, Nurse Tara says, I'm at work. There's no popcorn around. Hello, Gina. Hello. Nurse Tara says, remind everybody, hit that thumbs up button without a doubt. Thank you so much.
Yes,
Bev,
thank you.
welcome. And, yeah, hey, how dare you say the B word so early? No, none of that. Everyone needs their Z's. I know, right? Yes. So we are still in Ohio. We are still here. And Elaine, welcome Tuesday. But it's Monday, Tuesday. Elaine, Tuesday.
It is Monday, Tuesday.
And Angela, hey girl,
Angela!
miss you. How you been? Hopefully you are well. Good to see you back live.
Absolutely.
So you know what we got to do next, right? Balcony cam.
Yay.
Man, I wish we were there right now.
You and me both. Although if we were there, I would only be seeing the back of my eyelids.
Right? Maybe we should do this because it's on your head there. That's just not fair. There we go. That's a little better. We're up in the upper. You know what? Let's just do this. Let's move us over there. How's that sound? There we go. Oh, now we're on the other side. Everybody's probably going, well, what's going on? Where are they? They keep on moving around the screen.
Where's Waldo?
Where's Waldo? All right, so we ready to talk about some news?
Let's do it.
Let's talk about some news.
Here's the latest cruise news with your host, the Tall Man.
And my lovely co-host, Lisa, a.k.a. Mrs. Tall Man. So we're going to do this kind of like we did last week. Again, we just haven't had time, guys. So I normally have this much more produced than we started. So we're just going to read you some of the news to see what's going on here in the industry. Let's see what's going on. Disney is skipping Amsterdam, the Disney Dream. For those of you following the news, there's been a bunch of protests in Amsterdam blocking the port and stuff. It's been very, very challenging for ships to get in and or get out. And the last time I looked, the authorities really aren't doing anything. So Disney said, you know what? We'll skip it. So the Disney Dream is skipping Amsterdam.
Wow.
Upgraded Princess Cruises Wi-Fi joins the Epic Voyages. So basically what this is the ships that are doing the long voyages, they've now upgraded their Wi-Fi to have their Starlink program. Hopefully it's better than the Emerald Princess. That's all I have
hope
to say.
so.
Yeah, just very surprised at the speed. Just wasn't very fast. Disney Cruise Line details the maiden voyage for their new ship, right?
Oh, where are we going?
I don't know. Let's find out here.
Okay.
Disney Cruise Line has revealed its new ship, the Destiny, right? And will embark on its maiden voyage on November 20th, 2025 from Port Everglades, right? Fort Lauderdale.
Wow.
The ship will join the Disney Dream and the Disney Magic in departures from the cruise line's Finding Nemo themed terminal down there in Fort Lauderdale. The initial 4-night cruise will include stops at the cruise's private island, which is in Bahamas, Castaway Cay, and Disney Lookout Key at Lighthouse Point. So they'll be offering 4- and 5-night Bahama cruises and Western Caribbean cruises. They're out of Fort Lauderdale. So, yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So let's go Disney, all right? Let's see. Oh yeah, this is a fun one. So let me just do it this way. I'll just do it this way. Let's get rid of some of this stuff here. Sorry, guys. All right. So some of Carnival guests are complaining about the announcements that go on during the day on the ship.
Are they now?
They are complaining to the annoying announcements.
Interesting.
A recent critique from the Carnival Cruise Line passengers has drawn attention to the frequency and content daily announcements made by cruise directors. You know what I find interesting? I have never thought on Carnival it was too ridiculous.
No. It's one thing if it's, announcement after announcement after announcement in your stateroom, but when it's out on the public decks, I don't find that annoying. I think that's, fine, I think.
No, I agree 100%. And so I think a lot of it, too, also is at the discretion of the cruise director.
I would agree.
Right? There's probably not an exact policy that says, okay, you're going to announce at 9 a.m. and you're going to announce at 5 p.m. I don't think maybe Carnival has that sort of, hard guideline. And so maybe there are some of the cruise directors that, get a little excited and they're on there 14 times a day.
Yeah, that's possible.
So
yeah.
I don't know. Let us know, guys. What have you experienced on Carnival ships? Do you feel the announcements, there's too many of them? And do they ruin your day because there's too many of them? Leave it in the chat below. If you're watching the replay, leave it in the comments. So, yeah. So So Carnival responds to the guests. Oh, the Splendor has left dry dock, guys. Speaking of Carnival, so it's on its way back into service to join the fleet.
Nice.
With all of its new stuff. Okay, so be looking for videos from that soon. Fortunately, not from us. We won't be able to get onto the Splendor right away, but eventually we will. But I'm sure there's plenty that are going to get on that ship right away and show you all the new features. So NCL has canceled 4 sailings due to dry dock. This is for the ship that they have in Hawaii, the Pride of America, and this is going to be in May of 2025. Okay, they've had to cancel several cruises because of they're going to be in dry dock for about a month, and so they've gone ahead and scheduled these cruises, and it's hopefully far enough in advance that those affected by these cancellations can go ahead and reschedule or do whatever.
I don't remember when the last time I heard about the Pride of America being in dry dock.
Well,
it's been a while, hasn't it?
Well, they have to go regularly because every couple of years for. There's short stays and there's long stays, right? So the long stays are more overhauls, more inspections stuff. The short stays are quick little updates. In a statement from NCL, they said, as part of a commitment to continuously offer extraordinary vacation experiences around the world for our guests and to uphold a consistent world-class product across our fleet, the Pride of America will be ongoing routine maintenance in May of 2025. The cruise line is offering a full refund to affected passengers, automatically reissued to the original form of payment. For guests who booked with a future cruise credit, 100% of that amount will be applied to their Latitudes account for a new future cruise credit. They're also offering guests a 20% discount in the form of a future cruise credit for all future voyages as means of an apology for the cancellation. The credits may be applied to or for Pride of America sailings taking place April 5th through April 26th, 2025, and May 31st through June 21st. So those that discount really has a very limited time frame to use.
Yeah, it seems that way, yes.
In addition, the cruise line is also providing a 10% discount in the form of future cruise credit for any sailings on NCL vessels through December 31st, 2025. However, the 2 future cruise credits cannot be combined. So you're not going to get 30% off of one sailing. So if you're going to book the Pride of America, either before the dry dock or after the dry dock, you're going to get 20% off. Which is great, and then an additional 10% for any other sailing on any of the other ships. But again, you can't combine the two. There you go. A little NCL in the news. Oh, Princess, naughty, naughty, naughty.
What did they do?
Princess Cruises quietly hikes gratuities for passengers. Oh, what have they done? I love how they do that quietly. Princess Cruises has quietly raised gratuity rates across the fleet with higher daily charges for all guests, regardless of stateroom category. While the price increase is not tremendous, it may signal a trend for further cruise lines to make similar increases to their crew service charges. The crew appreciation and crew incentive from Princess Cruises, again, we just call them gratuities, is a daily gratuity amount added to each guest onboard account in recognition of the hard work crew members and the services they provide. The amount does vary on the type of stateroom, as suites and specialty class staterooms typically have to pay more because there's larger spaces and they have more amenities. The new rate is $19 a day per person staying in the suites, $18 for mini suites in the cabanas and the club class staterooms. Guests in all other cabins, balconies, ocean views, and interiors, or insides, whatever you want to call them, will be paying $17. So there you have it, guys. Princess sneaking one in on everybody.
Yeah, usually there's an announcement made that, hey, prices will be going up first before they
Yeah.
actually implement it.
As
So
opposed to just
interesting.
sneaking it in there.
Yeah.
So, major cruise port suffers outages from possible cyber attack, and this is Seattle.
Oh.
Yeah, the port of Seattle has suffered some issues with some system outages from a cyber attack. So
no.
let's wish them well. You know, it just these days everything's just connected, and inevitably somebody's sitting behind a computer somewhere wearing a black mask with a really
You're sure
with a
they're
really
wearing
deep.
You're sure they're wearing a black mask?
Oh yeah, and they probably sound like.
We are gonna hold your hostage unless you pay us the sum of $1 million.
I think it sounds something like that. Do you agree?
Yeah, maybe.
Okay, let's see what people are saying before we get back into the news, because
Okay.
we asked them to comment.
Yes,
So
we did.
let's see here. Everybody's saying hello to one another. Oh my good God. Let's back up. Good. We ended up with Elaine. Angela's saying hello to everybody. Yes, we've missed you, and I know you've missed everybody. Hello, Craig. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. Hello, Antonio. Welcome back. Haven't seen you in a little bit. Good to see you. Though I think you've been hiding just in the background.
Yeah, I think so.
Patricia's like, I only have 438 days before I get my balcony view. I know. 430 days, 19 hours, 47 minutes, and 26, 25, 24 seconds.
Yay.
Counting them down. Nurse Tara, she's like, I'm 47 days till my next cruise, and I'm seriously going through cruise withdrawals.
Nice.
So are we.
Yes, we are.
Everybody's saying hello to one another. Everybody's saying hello. Thank you for the thumbs up. Appreciate that. All right. Roderick. Hello, TMC. How are we doing? We are doing great. Just absolutely exhausted. We are spent. And so we are looking forward to recharging the batteries a little bit here over the next few weeks. So excited to be going on the Carnival Frenzy this weekend. Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Oh, my God. You're going to have a blast.
Just a little bit jealous. Gotta admit it.
Right?
Just
yeah.
a little bit jealous.
Just a little bit. Ashley's, I'm here now. Hello from Texas. Hello,
Hi.
Ashley Godspeed. Godspeed. Good speed. Good speed. Good speed, Godspeed. Godspeed, good speed. You know what I mean. I told you we're tired. It's going to be one of those shows, everybody. Ashley says, I like the announcements. Doesn't bother me. They share helpful information. I agree.
Yeah, me too.
Macrina says, on my Carnival cruises, I'm so busy having fun, I hardly notice the cruise director's announcements. Be honest, we're about the same.
Yeah.
And Tony's like, I agree, Macrina. I don't even notice them. Right? Yep. Has anyone seen the additional artwork on the Splendor's livery? No, we have not seen it. And you know what? Hang on. Let's take a quickie look here. Let's see here. Let's see what I can find here for you guys real quick.
Okay.
Since I guess you're talking about that. Go away. Go away. It won't go away. Let's do this, guys. You're talking about that right there? I guess that's it.
I don't know. Honestly, I didn't realize they were putting additional artwork on there.
Yeah, like a little.
Is it like dolphins or something?
No, I don't know. I can't tell.
Yeah, I can't tell what it is either.
Let's see if they say what it is. Carnival Cruise Line's Carnival Splendor has completed her nearly 3-week dry dock and refreshing and refurbished, but with a whole new look. As the ship left the shipyard, she revealed a brand new red, white, and blue hull livery. That new color scheme first debuted on the Mardi Gras, right? So we've seen that before. Well, Donna is yeah. Carnival Splendor's last dry dock was in 2019 before the new livery was introduced. Therefore, her just completed dry dock renovation on August 5th through 23rd was first opportunity to repaint the classic white hull to a more colorful pattern. It isn't just the colors that have been added to the 113,000 Carnival Splendor. However, as she sails out of dry dock, she revealed a new and one-of-a-kind feature on her midship hull, a stylized swoosh with stars, an interpretation of the Southern Cross.
That's a swoop, by the way.
Did I say swoosh?
You said swoosh.
Swoop. Okay. Swoosh, swoop, whatever. The Southern Cross is an iconic constellation in the southern sky, located at the southern end of the visible portion of the Milky Way. 5 bright stars form the cross pattern. Acrux, Mimosa, Gacrux, Mi, and Guinean, which have been instrumental in guiding Australian sailors for centuries.
Nice. I like that.
So there you go. So thank you for bringing that up. So we clicked on that to show you guys that for everybody.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep. So let's go to the next page, shall we? And you can see what we're doing here. We're just we haven't had time to do my normal thing and put the logos and all this thing. It just honestly, we barely got set up for tonight. So, but we are done here in Ohio. We just don't know how much longer we're going to stay, but we have some time to recoup here. So let's see what else is going on in the news. Oh, yeah. Coast Guard had to come airlift somebody off the Venezia. This just a few days ago. They had just left. They just had embarked. They were a few hours out to sea, and one of the female passengers in her mid-50s had a medical emergency. The specific emergency of her condition, if you will, was not released, and rightfully so. Let's keep it private. But the Coast Guard had to come out and airlift this passenger off the ship.
Wow, that's so disappointing. You haven't even really left.
Yeah.
Yeah, left the pier yet.
Yep. Cruise line cancels itineraries due to continued unrest. I read this a little bit earlier today. This is over in European and the Middle East. The Celestial Cruises has canceled 2 of their 14-night repositioning cruises. These are cruises that were going to have to pass through the Red Sea, but because of the continued geopolitical situation going on over there, they have decided to get ahead of the curve and cancel those 2 repositioning cruises. The dates are October 26th of this year and March 8th of next year. Okay. What are they offering people? Instead, the cruise line will undertake a 34-night non-commercial repositioning cruise. Wow, that's nice. Nice. Love to be on that. To accommodate the extended repositioning, Celestial Cruises has also canceled the first 3 Heavenly Adriatic itineraries planned for 2025, originally set to departure on March 22nd, 29th, and 5th.
Wow.
We recently announced our future cruise program, blah, blah, blah. I'm just trying to see if they're in the article, if they posted what they're doing for the affected. Affected passengers have been offered the opportunity to transfer their booking to another Celestial cruise, either within the same region or to a different destination. Passengers can also elect to rebook on one of the alternative itineraries still available. Additionally, impacted guests can opt for a future cruise credit that can be applied to any Celestial voyage through March 2027. For those who do not wish to rebook, full reimbursement of the original booking cost is being offered. So good for them for stepping up and, giving them, some options, right?
Right.
Carnival's going to be broadcasting NFL, guys, if you didn't hear that. Yep.
Oh, I did not hear that. I thought they had been resisting that for a long time.
No. Stop the resistance. Yes. They'll be playing Monday Night Football, Thursday Night Football, and a variety of NFL games throughout the ship.
All right.
So for all you NFL fans out there, if you're on a cruise, the games will be broadcast. Now, I'm not going to look too far into this. It doesn't mean your game will be on the TV. Okay?
Very true.
Right? If they're playing Monday Night or Thursday Night Football, the answer is yes. But if they're not, I don't think they're going to get all the games. I don't know. Maybe we should look into this. Let's look into this for all you sports fans out there.
Okay.
Let's look into this. And then cruise lines announced broadcast NFL and college football games on board its ships during the 2024-25 season. Broadcast will include game shown on ESPN as part of the NFL syndication and Sunday ticket package. Sunday ticket package. I did say I was tired, right? The games will be available in several public venues across the ships, including sports bars, casino bars, pubs, and breweries. However, Carnival has confirmed games will not be available in cabins.
Oh, well, that's interesting.
Yes.
Yeah.
While some games will be featured on the ship's big screens, the cruise line noted that not all games will be shown this way due to an already planned dive-in movie schedule. However, the Super Bowl taking place in Inglewood, California on February 9th, 2025 will be broadcast on the big screens at Lido and in the main theater. Right? That's great.
Wow.
So this is good news for guests on the 22 Carnival ships scheduled for sailing from U.S. home ports during the big game. So there you go. So there's your Carnival NFL news. And there's still Carnival. It always seems that there's lots of Carnival news. The whole electronic wristband thing is circulating yet again. It seems like it goes around every couple of months. And it may just be a few years away. So look, guys, I know everybody's gotten, with their key cards and stuff. We like the key cards, but we were just recently on Princess and the band thing, it was okay. It didn't bother me. Not one bit.
It didn't bother me either. It was actually kind of cool, though, because when you would get close to your room, you'd hear the door go click.
Yeah.
It would unlock as you got near.
It would be open. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's kind of cool.
Near. Not like 1,400 feet down the ship. I mean, like
3 steps.
Yeah, because you could hear the click.
Yeah.
So, but I know there's rumors and stuff, and it may take a few years, but I'm sure all ships will be going to this digital format at some point. But anyway. Let's see what else is going on. Royal Caribbean announces new policy for casino winners. So all you casino people out there, your free cruise is no longer going to be 100% free.
Oh, my.
Sort of. So the reason is a lot of these people that get the free cruises don't actually take them, right? They have no skin in the game. It didn't cost them anything. And so sometimes they just don't show up, which leaves a cabin empty that the cruise line could have sold. So because of this, they are now going to be charging them a $200 deposit when they book the cruise. Okay? So it's not per person. A minute inform the former passengers that $200 would be required to book their price with the policy taking place. It's going to take effect on September 24th. So it's not $200 per person. It's just $200. So guys, don't cancel. Or if you do, you're probably going to lose your $200. It's probably non-refundable, I would think.
Yeah, I would tend to agree. I guess that's a little incentive to make sure that if you go through, and book the cruise, that you're actually going to show up.
Yeah. So what do you guys think? Should they be charging deposits for these guys that are getting free cruises to ensure they take the free cruise? Or, is that going a little overboard? I don't know. Leave your thoughts in the comments below, guys, all right, in the chat. All right. Speaking of chat, let's catch up before we read on. All right. Let's see here. All right. Ashley likes the announcement. Don't bother me. Reconnect cruises hardly notice. Agreed. Don't even notice. I'm just going back. Everybody, sorry. Yes, we just showed you Larry. Antonio says, you sounded like my ex-mother-in-law. But stuttering?
I think it was the hiding in the background. What are you doing back there, Antonio?
No, I think he was
No?
talking about this.
Oh.
Antonio? What have you done now? Get in here.
That's what I think he was talking
You
about.
might be right.
Where the heck is Tom? Our days are counting down fast. I know, right? McCraney, you guys are almost out there. Hello, Roderick, smiley face. All right. Ashley has, I have 12 days, and I'll be on the icon. Nice.
That's awesome.
Pictures in the Facebook group, guys.
Yeah.
By the way, if you're new to the stream and you haven't gone to our Facebook group, just go there. Obviously, it's free. We normally post separate content there, but we've been very bad Facebook hosts.
Yes, we have. Oh, and Ashley, if you want to join us, live when you're on the icon, just send us an email.
Yeah. Y'all know the email by now, right?
Yeah.
tallmanscruiseadventures@gmail.com. We'll bring you on live. We'll have you as a guest.
Yes.
As long as Elon Musk allows it.
Well, that is true.
Yeah, we have anybody on. Just send us an email.
Yeah.
All right. Yes, that's the new little something something. Yep. Awesome. All right. So we're caught up. So let's read on into the news, everybody. Multiple Crown Princess voyages canceled due to dry dock. All right, so there's another ship being affected, or cruises being affected by some dry dock stuff here. Let's read into this so you guys can have the dates. Princess Cruises has announced the cancellation of multiple voyages aboard the Crown Princess, scheduled between September and December 2025. The cancellation follows the rescheduling of the ship's dry dock maintenance period. So they've had to move the dry dock period, which is causing some problems. According to the cruise line, cancellations aboard the 3,080 passenger vessel has impacted several key itineraries, including departures on September 26th, November 4th, and December 21st. So this seems like a very long dry dock.
It does, doesn't it? September through December? That
Yeah.
seems very long.
Oh, by the way, hang on. VV, still not sailing.
Yeah, no.
Sorry, I couldn't help myself. Speaking of dry dock, they're in the water, but they're still not sailing. I'm not sure what the problems are. Was it the CEO that had posted
I believe it was the
message?
CEO.
And you
yeah.
texted that to me, right?
I did.
So not to get away, but this is news. I want you guys to hear this and tell me your thoughts, because I just I don't know if it's the skeptic in me or I seem to always want to read between the lines here. Here's a letter, and this is from Villa V. I know many of you have been anxiously awaiting news about the progress of the Odyssey and real information regarding the delay. I've seen many negative comments and opinions about why we are where we are, so I would like to address this briefly. We embarked on an ambitious journey when we purchased the ship, anticipating smooth sailings ahead. However, we discovered that the ship's certifications were completely out of class, and due to her being laid up for 4 years, we were treated as a new build, which resulted in a much more intensive inspection process than we forecasted. One significant setback we encountered was the delay in the rudder stocks, as we decided to handle the necessary preparations at the yard rather than sending them to another location. The yard itself faced unforeseen challenges, including financial constraints and the loss of their CEO. These obstacles were beyond our control and affected us as the yard struggled to maintain resources in-house while ongoing reorganization. Nonetheless, we got through it, and we appreciate the efforts H&W provided as we managed to overcome these obstacles. Recognizing that the project was not advancing as efficiently as we had hoped, we made crucial internal changes to streamline operations and expedite the remaining work. Expedite? Okay. Throughout this process, we maintained full transparency with our residents, ensuring they were kept informed of both the challenges and the progress. Despite the rumors, misinformation, and negativity that sometimes surrounded our efforts, we have persevered. Persevered. Thank you, Mama Tallman.
That's that Boston accent coming out.
Persevered. Persevered. The silver lining in this delay is clear. Our beautiful Odyssey is now stronger and safer. Our residents have had the unique opportunity to familiarize themselves with their new home, and many have taken the time to personalize and upgrade their living spaces. Most importantly, VVR, in collaboration with the founders, has remained steadfast in our commitment to care for our residents during this waiting period, providing lodging, transportation, airfare, and meals. We are now on the cusp of completing this unprecedented project, one that will soon become the reality, fulfilling the hopes and dreams of those who have patiently supported us. To those who felt compelled to pressure us into sharing information prematurely, we remind you that this project has always been about taking a calculated risk, and our priority has always been the well-being and safety of our residents. We will not apologize for focusing on the task at hand rather than entertaining external demands. Thank you to everyone who continues to believe in us. The sun has been shining unusually bright in Belfast these past few days, which I see as a fitting metaphor. Our moment of success is approaching. We look forward to our upcoming sea trials and our fast approaching sail date. We embrace the challenges ahead as we build this company and foster a prosperous, vibrant community to circumnavigate the world together. Cheers, Kathy, COO. So there you go. So there's a personal email from Villa V about their delays. Yeah, I don't know. They said sea trials, right? So
They did.
that's typically something that happens with a new build, right?
It is.
They got to go out to get sea trials so they can certify the ship.
Correct.
But sea trials are also required for new builds because the cruise lines who are buying the ship also have mandated the ship can do certain things.
Correct.
And it's the sea trials that provide the proof that those things have been attained, whether it's speed, turning, stopping, emergency, just all things.
All the above.
All the above.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So I'm not sure what inspections have to be done with those kind of things. I'm not involved in that, but the email was very clear and succinct outside of when they actually will be sailing. So let's see what's going on with that soon. So let's catch up with some of these guys here.
Okay.
Sorry.
Resistance is futile.
Yeah, just get that in there. Sorry, because I missaid it before. I apologize. Yeah, there it is. Mamie, resistance and futile. See? Yeah. And John says, finally, hopefully it will take place of soccer, which always seems to be on the Heroes Bar. Finally, hopefully it will take
football.
take the place of soccer. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because soccer and football are the same thing, depending on who you're talking to. Yeah. Well, I mean, U.S. ships. It's mostly people are going to want to watch football.
Well,
right? Mostly.
Yeah, it's definitely a U.S. population, a
Yeah.
heavy U.S. population. So yeah, it makes sense that we would want to see American football versus international football.
Or soccer, right?
Yeah,
as we
soccer.
call it. As we call it.
Yeah.
Macrina says, forces you to the bars for more libations. Go figure, Macrina.
Yep. Can't watch it in your room. Got to go to the bar.
And I think Roderick is agreeing with that. Macrina, they don't need to force. Nope, they don't. They don't need to force him, he says. Patricia thinks, I think some fancy restaurants are starting to ask for a deposit for no-shows. Interesting. Like, are you talking about land restaurants? Interesting. I haven't heard that, but if that's what you're talking about. Gina says, yes, it ensures every cabin is used. Look, man, they get a free cruise. I mean, there's the whole argument whether it's free or not. I mean, they're in the casino and they're gambling. But most of these people who gamble, I don't want to call them all lucky. I mean, even with wins, there's losses. But in the end, most of the people that I know that we are friends with that get free cruises, that go on ships,
they always
they're
come
up
home. They always
more
come
than
home with money.
down.
Yes.
Yeah. And so,
Yeah.
to make sure that the cabins are full, because this also gets back to the TBD cabin bookings for those, who show up, who think they have a cabin, but it's not a guarantee. It's a TBD. These are probably some of the cabins that they get.
It probably is.
Right?
Some from the no-shows from the casino offers. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. And Macrina says they will probably give the $200 back as casino credits and make them spend more.
I would agree.
I didn't read further in, but you're probably correct. You're probably correct.
Yeah.
Yep. Macrina further says, Ashley, I will wave at the icon as you debark and we embark. Oh, yeah, because you guys are going to be in the same place at the same time. Nice.
Nice.
Ooh, I just may. I'll be on September 7th through 14th, and I'll make it. Embarkation Day's your birthday. Oh, happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy pre-anniversary, or pre-birthday. Anniversary.
We're tired. I'm
Oh my
sorry.
gosh.
So
Roderick says,
sorry.
they're not using the free cruise on time, and that's why they're charging the $200. Well, that's correct, right? So, for those of you who don't gamble, who don't know exactly how that works, it's not necessarily the cruise lines that are giving the free cruises. It's an outside third agency, and there's many of them, and the outside third agency is the one working directly with the cruise line, and so it's the outside agency. It's Royal who's requiring the deposit, but the outside agency is going to have to start collecting it now.
I think
And hopefully that makes sense.
Yeah, I think that sounds right.
Yep, absolutely. So, and by the way, thank you for the thumbs up. Appreciate it. All right. So, yeah, I feel every bit. You know, it's free cruise. It's $200, and if they're going to get back anyway, what's the big deal?
Yeah.
Right. So, yeah.
Exactly.
Anyway, so
It's like putting the quarter in the shopping cart at Aldi.
Yeah, right.
Back.
Exactly.
You get your quarter back. Just bring it back. I don't know.
Is it with all these stupid things? Go away. All right. Carnival responds to automatic gratuity policy. This is another thing that seems to come up, every few months or so. For those of you who, many of you are long-time cruises, for all the first-time cruises out there, at the end of your cruise, the cruise lines, not just Carnival, but any of the cruise lines, they will automatically tack the daily gratuity charges onto your onboard account, and it just charges off to your credit card that you gave them at the beginning of the cruise. And each cruise line's different. It's, $14, $15, $16, $17 per person per day. Right, so let's just say it's $20 per day, so I can do the math easy, and it's a 7-day cruise. It's $140 times 2 people. That's $280, right? 280, 140,
Yes.
yeah, 280. Okay, so obviously it's not that expensive because it's more like 14, 15, 16 bucks per person, but that 280 bucks would just be added to your account. Now, the ongoing argument is that people don't feel they should automatically do it. They feel they should have the right to choose whether or not to tip the people. Now, I feel this is a huge line in the sand, right? I feel it's well known. Maybe it's only because we've been such avid cruisers for a long time, but the cruise lines themselves pay the people on board far less money than you or I would go and get even if you went to work at McDonald's or Burger King. Okay? Their wages are far, 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 far less than the norm. It is subsequently why the ships are flagged in foreign countries. If they were flagged in the U.S., they would have to pay U.S. wage standards.
Exactly.
Which means they would be getting whatever minimum wage would be. Okay, so they get far less. So let's just make up a number. I don't know what it is. We're going to call it $3 an hour. Okay? They make $3 an hour. And I don't know how their day is run, and I don't know how their week is run. I don't know if it's a set amount for the week or are they literally punching time clocks. I can't imagine them punching time clocks because a lot of these people are almost on the clock all the time. But let's just say the punching time clocks. In the end, it's $3 an hour. And so they rely on the gratuities to help offset the low wages. Now, the argument can continue. Is it our fault, the passengers, that the cruise line is not paying them more? The answer is no, it's not our fault. But if the 2,000-3,000 crew on some of these big ships now all have to be paid $10 an hour, your cabin is going to cost you about $5,000 for an inside cabin. It's just going to be what it's going to be. And so why not bear some of this and pay these people who work tirelessly for your benefit when you're on the ship the gratuities? Because the people that complain about having it added are the ones that won't pay it at all. And that's why they do it automatically. Because some of you people out there, you know who I'm talking to. You know who I'm talking to. You're just going to stiff them. And that's just not right.
There are a lot of posts that I have read about people that did not want to pay gratuities. There are an awful lot of them, and it's just,
It's sad.
It is. It's heartbreaking. I mean, you wouldn't want to go to work and at your job and your boss tell you, oh, well, you didn't sign this one document, so I'm docking your pay. You're not getting your gratuity. Whatever. It just, that we wouldn't want that to happen to us, and yet, a good majority, well, not a majority, but a good portion of us do that to the people who are taking care of us.
Yeah. In the restaurant industry here in most countries, but we'll just say in America, because overseas is different. there's a lot of countries in Europe where tipping isn't expected because they're paid better.
Exactly.
But here in America, even servers,
Yes.
bartenders, their wages are low, and they rely on their tips to
Yes.
survive.
Yes, they do.
And so when you go to dinner every night, if your service has been great, you leave a tip, right? You go to breakfast, if you go to lunch. So just think about this, right? So if you breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and your meal is X and so dollars, you're leaving standards about 15%. The 18 or 17 or 16 or 14 or whatever cruise line you're on per day per person is far less money than if you were literally to tip out everybody you see every time you see them, because that would be the difference, right? You go to a restaurant at night, when you're done with your meal, you tip them and you leave. Okay, great. So go into the main dining room, have your meal, tip your waiter right then and there when you're done. Yep, leave some cash under the check, right? When you get up in the morning and go to breakfast, even though it's a buffet, there's a server coming over to clean your table, and some of the cruise lines bring you drinks.
Some of them do.
Guy making your omelet for you.
So there you got to tip the person bringing your drinks. You got to tip the guy that made the omelet. You got to tip the guy that cleaned your table.
Yeah. So I don't know. So let's see what the kerfuffle is.
Okay.
A recent Facebook exchange between Carnival Cruise Line's guests and John Hill, the cruise line's brand ambassador, has reignited the debate over cruise lines' gratuity policies. Like I said, every couple months. Controversy began with the passengers expressed frustration with the automatic gratuity charges on Carnival cruises, stating guests should retain the right to decide whether to tip and how much. Cheap. That's what that is. Passengers' post was directed, stating, "If I feel occasionally that someone deserves a gratuity, I will give it to them. If not, then I will not. It's our choice." Obviously, this person isn't in a service industry, and I hope when they get off their cruise, they get fired from their job and they have to go become a waiter, because I'll go sit there and look at them. You know what? I'm going to decide whether or not I'm going to tip you at the end of this meal.
I love the use of the word occasionally. If I feel occasionally that someone deserves.
Yeah.
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 Sorry. Oh, did somebody give us a thumbs up? Oh,
Somebody did.
okay, enough of that.
You've
Thank
been
you.
slacking. I think we've got 17 thumbs up, and I think that's the first time you've given the applause.
You are tired. I've hit that applause button like 14 times
Did
already.
you? I'm sorry. I'm tired. Thank you, guys.
The concern was raised in response to fears that Carnival might remove the option for passengers to adjust or remove these gratuities. If you stop your customers having the right to remove all gratuities, then you would see an exodus like never before. I don't think so. Whoever wrote that line, you're absolutely full of... Oh, we don't have our poop emoji.
No, it's up on the window there. Do you want me to go get it?
No. This requires an audible. Let's see our dirty. There it is, right there. That's a big hunking pile of like you see right there. Okay, audible done.
Okay.
Sorry, I couldn't help myself. Every time that, like I said, I swear it's like every 2 months, some of these morons come out and they're, we should be. I feel occasionally that I should be giving them occasionally. Occasionally this. It's interesting. I've never been in a service industry job like that, where tips were part of my job. Yet it just rubs me wrong, right? I don't know. Most people that get incensed like this, it's because they're from the service industry, and I don't know. Anyway, so moving on.
Moving on.
I know we talked about this a few months ago, but leave your comments down there in the chat. I know what y'all feel. Everybody here are part of the TMC. They're like, gratuities, leave them alone. I remember that from last time we talked about this. Let's see. NCL Cruise Line unveils 2026 spring and summer itineraries. Okay, we're not going to go over this, but they've just done it. Oh, yeah. Here's a big one. I was reading this the other day. actually today. For those of you who don't know, the big shipbuilder in Germany, which is, oh my gosh, what is it called? Meyer Werft Group. They're having some financial difficulties.
Oh, no.
Okay. They're the longtime cruise line of Disney, Royal, Carnival, Silver Seas, and many others. They're needing a bailout. And so it looks like their country, Germany, is going to give them a bailout. So I don't know, what's behind their losses and what goes on because, ultimately if a ship costs $2 billion, it costs $2 billion, right? But the way things work in the building world, that means it's $1 million or $1 billion for the physical costs of stuff, and then another billion for all of the labor. So either they're not bidding the right dollar amounts and they're having cost overruns, or there's something going on because, at this level, building these kind of ships, they should not be having some financial issues.
No, I would agree. They should, pretty well have their pricing and everything settled.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
But they are. And so
Wow.
top officials from Germany, Chancellor Olaf Scholz, visited the shipyard in Papenburg. You've seen many ships come from there, guys. They're one of the major shipbuilders in the world. And for them to be struggling, building these billion-dollar ships, I just don't get it. And it to me, it just means they're just not pricing things out the right way.
Yeah, or maybe there's some kind of delays that are causing the prices to go up. I don't know.
Yeah, that's possible. But like anything else, there should be some contingencies in the contracts with the cruise lines, right? Because in the end, you're signing the deal today, and the ship is 3 years from completion, and the cost of goods are going to change during this time.
Oh, that is true.
And as long as invoices or as long as there's we're deciding we're going to raise the price. No, there has to be actual reason for this. But anyway, just my thought. By the way, Carnival Jubilee is just about to end its inaugural season. Do you know what that means?
Yep, that means Cucina is not going to be free.
That is correct.
Let's see, what is it? Cucina. We've got
Hang on. Ending inaugural season, adding dining fees. News has been announced. As we did on the Mardi Gras and the Carnival celebration, we will end the official inaugural season with one included meal at the fabulous Cucina del Capitano, starting on September 7th, 2024, sailing, and at the brilliant Chibang starting from October 12th. Hild said each meal after that will have only an $8 charge. So one meal is going to be included for each.
Okay, that's still cool.
And then after that, it's $8. Dude, where can you can't even go to McDonald's and get an $8 meal anymore.
You can't. It's like $10 minimum.
We went and got burgers. It wasn't McDonald's, but it was somewhere else, and it wasn't like Five Guys. It wasn't like at one of the, the more expensive burger place. But it was like $28 for the two of us to have, burgers, fries, and a drink.
Yeah.
So $8 for a meal? That's
we
great.
didn't even get an apple pie for Pete's sake.
I know.
Yeah.
And I didn't leave a tip. Anyway, so the two specialty restaurants, there'll be an $8 charge. Guys, considering that all other specialty restaurants on board have a much higher charge, this is still a great deal for cruises. The Elegant Rudy's is $49, around $15 for children. Banzai Teppanyaki is around $45 for lunch and or dinner, right? Dinner, I think it's like $50 or something like that.
Yeah.
Yep. And so, so $8 is not bad, guys.
No, it's not.
I don't think so. But just want to err a side of caution here. I'm just going to put this in there now so it can be said. And be very, very careful, because if we don't pay attention, all of a sudden it's going to cost $8 for every meal at every restaurant you go to. Just got to be careful, right? Things change. I remember when we first started cruising, all restaurants were included. And these specialty restaurants start. All of a sudden, it's just the nickel and the diming and the diming and the nickeling and the quarters and the dollars. It's going up and up and up and up and up, right? And so, Chibang and Cucina, $8. And the other specialty restaurants are more expensive, but it could be an ongoing trend that maybe outside the buffet, which even that could maybe charge $8. I don't know. Maybe we come back to this and,
revisit.
We'll see. Man, he had an epiphany back then. I don't know. Just saying. Oh, I gotta put this on screen. This is another one here.
Oh yeah.
So people think fighting only happens on Carnival. Nope. We're gonna switch screens, guys. Here, hang on. Where is it? Cruise passenger confronts comedian mid-performance. This happened on an MSC ship. It started off with a fight between two men that were there, and they were able to calm that down. And the comedian, like comedians are gonna do, they're gonna have at it. Okay?
Of course.
If you're gonna go to a show with a comedian, you best have thick skin because everybody is game in that audience.
Everybody.
So I'm not sure what was said. There's some videos. I refuse to watch them. I thought twice about before even talking about this tonight, but I'm gonna do it anyway because it's out there because people think this only happens in Carnival. No, this is on the MSC Seashore. This was on a 4-day. Okay. Anyway, and so he was addressing the fight in a comedic sort of kind of way that he's going to do, and somehow it offended this particular woman who reports said was quite inebriated, and as you can see from the picture, up on stage. So to the right, you can actually see the cruise director getting in front of her. At some point, she grabbed a drink and threw it at the comedian.
And at another point, she had a shoe in her hand.
Trying to throw the shoe at the comedian, but that didn't. Anyway, she was whisked away, and reports also state that at the next port, she had been escorted off the ship.
Yes.
And I do believe the comedian has been suspended.
I heard that as well.
For his probably throwing fuel on the fire. So, guys, fighting just does not happen on Carnival. It can happen at any time, at any moment, on any ship. And I'm glad that situation ended calmly. She was removed and removed from the ship, which should be the case in all examples like that. So here's another interesting thing, right? And this is, I love how cruise lines do this. Disney announces that 2 sailings of one of their ships is going to be canceled due to operational needs. Okay, operational needs. Guests booked on board 2 upcoming sailings of the Disney Dream have been notified that their cruises have been canceled. The impacted cruises are the November 8th and November 13th departures, both in 2025. So we're talking like a long time from now. Okay, it's like 15 months. Okay, but they're citing operational needs. What kind of corporate BS is that? Canceling cruises 15 months ahead of time because of operational needs? It's not dry dock, because they would say dry dock. That's...
Operational needs usually means that, they need the ships to transport stuff to a location. I mean, I would think that, maybe they're private island or something like that. So who knows? Maybe they're doing construction and they're using the ships to bring supplies. I don't know.
15 months from now?
Well, I don't know.
We're projecting 15 months from now. There's going to be a hurricane and we're going to need this ship to bring supplies to the affected area.
I'm trying to make sense of it in my mind, and it's just not working. So
it makes 0 sense.
No, it doesn't.
Operational needs.
Yeah.
So they've compensated everybody. They're going to be getting a full refund. They're going to be getting some future cruise credits, a 20% discount on any other cruise, right? So they're taking care of the people, and it is 15 months ahead of time. So, I mean, that's great. It just, I don't know. I just, that's so vague. You couldn't do any better than that?
They're being evasive. They don't want us to know what they need the ships for.
Evasive. Okay. Well, look, I don't know about y'all, but I've had enough of the news. Let's talk about some weather. You guys want to see the weather for the next week?
Yeah, let's look at the
some
weather.
of you are going to be coming up on some cruises. You're going to want to see this. So this is the tropical tidbits. Stop right there. Of course, I can't stop it. Right now, this is the week from today, Monday, through next Sunday, time lapse of forecast. And as you know, these things can change. I mean, they change hourly. But as you can see in the Caribbean basin, there's a couple lows that sort of try to form but have no success. However, at the very last frame of this, last two frames, here it comes right now, right over there by the Lesser Antilles. That is going to be the next storm.
In the bottom right corner of the
Bottom
screen.
right corner of the screen, over by the Lesser Antilles. There it is right there, right there, right there, right there. Bam.
And it is a swirly looking little thing.
Yes, with the bars so tight around that is a tightly packed low. I don't know if it's a hurricane at that point, but with the seas being as warm as they are this time of year, we are, for those who don't know, we are in the main section, the highest potential time for hurricanes right now. We are in the mid of the season, and this is when the waters are at the warmest. So fortunately for the next 7 days, there's nothing in the way. But just know on day 8, if you're going to be cruising down there in the Lesser Antilles, there may be some changes coming. And as we go each further day, we'll get into the weather again next week and see what's happening. But pay attention to your weather forecasters and see what's going on, especially those cruising within the next 7 days, heading into the Caribbean. So anyway, let's see what people are talking about here.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of comments coming through, I think.
I know.
Yeah.
A ton of comments. It's crazy. It's all about that the tipping, right?
Oh,
All
yeah.
right. Okay. Antonio says that sounds a little scary. Expedited. What repairs are they skipping on? Right? Well, they in that we were talking about the Villa V email that we were reading. They said they expedited their stuff. Expedited what? They were supposed to sail in May. It's almost September. They haven't expedited anything. And again, I'm not saying it's their fault, but they haven't expedited anything. Now, fortunately, the people that have bought cabins, because they're full-time residences, during the daytime, they're able to be on board, which is awesome. And a lot of them stay on board during the day. But for whatever reason, they can't stay overnight. They're feeding them during the day. They're having dinner during the night. They're literally doing everything except sleeping.
That makes zero sense to me.
Right?
Yeah, yeah. And the other thing that I find very, very curious too is that the service records on the ship were not available. Wouldn't that be part of your due diligence? Wouldn't you want to see service records before you agreed to buy a ship?
I would, but I don't know. They mysteriously disappeared.
They just
Who knows?
disappeared. I don't know. That doesn't make sense to me.
Yep. Anyway, everybody's seen that weather now, so we're going to move on from that.
Okay, enough of the weather. Let's put balcony cam back on.
That's what I'm doing. I'm putting balcony cam on.
Perfect.
Right? So there we have it.
I like
So let's
it.
get back to the comments.
Okay.
McCready says, wow, who was their speechwriter? Blah, blah, blah. Right?
That was the COO.
Yeah, the COO.
Yeah.
Turner says, I agree. I don't want to hear about the sun shining. Just tell me when the ship is going to be ready. Right?
Well,
Football!
and according to the email, that the owners have been kept up to date, just not everybody else.
We've seen some video of them updating passengers when they were sitting on the ship and some stuff. And
Yeah, and the passengers, the people who have bought the cabins, they from what I've seen, they all seem to be content.
yeah, I mean, of course, those are the ones they show us.
That's true.
But like anything else in the world, people who are discontented are the ones with the loudest voice. And so, you would think you'd see some videos or posts or Facebooks or something from disgruntled people, but there just doesn't seem to be that.
No, they don't seem to be. So maybe that's all.
Well, they're taking care of them.
Yeah,
They've put them up in hotels. They're flying them places. They're doing excursions. They are taking care of them, which we talked about during the last stream, which is fantastic. We have no hate for Villa V at all whatsoever. Bravo for for what they're doing and how they're going about it. It just there's so many gaps.
There are.
And expedited, and we're 3 months behind. Okay, I get that, but they're still being evasive. They're not. They're saying things, but not saying things.
They are, but and I guess they're saying the things to the people who matter, and obviously we don't. We're not a part of their lives,
what did I just
their
do?
voyage. We're not a part of the experience. So I guess we don't need to know.
I guess we don't need to know. Somehow I got rid of balcony cam, and I don't know why.
I don't know why.
I don't know.
either.
I don't know where it went. There we go. I'll have to find it later. So we'll go to that balcony cam.
Okay.
Okay. All right, so we left off with football. Macrina says, yes, the casino and shops are run by outside companies. Yes, they are. Love me some Aldi, right?
Me too.
Macrina says, I never take tips off. However, I do agree to be able to adjust up or down depending on some issues I personally have experienced. Mostly food issues, but not always. Right? But that's not removing, that's adjusting. The conversation isn't adjusting. If somebody has not done their job, then that should be a conversation that you should be able to go to guest services and say, hey, I've talked to the maitre d', I've talked to this person, they've not been doing their job. I'd like to take...
The waiter from the other table needs to get my tips because they've been taking care of me, not my waiter.
Right.
That type of thing. Yeah.
Right. Right. Macrina says they make $50 a month. Okay, it's a set fee. It's pitiful. It's not even $3 an hour.
Yeah.
Pennies for the hours they work.
Yeah.
Tip these people, guys.
Yes.
Patricia says, my one and only cruise I prepaid, and then the last day I left cash bonus. Yeah, we typically will throw our cabin steward some extra money and our waiters, right? We've never done that. Again, we've told you we're not big drinkers, so we don't go to the bar often, but we'll have one occasionally. But we've never left extra money for the bartenders because we just, a lot of the people that like they have one bar, they go to the same bar, they go to the same bartender or same waiter every single time. You would tip that person a little more.
Well, yeah, because the bartender knows what you want.
Right.
He
but
walks up and he starts making it before you even sit down.
we're not those.
No.
Macrina says, me too. I've always added a little cash in hand. Perfect. Jean Newbeck. Welcome, Jean. Those people never worked in the food industry history. No, they never have. Welcome, Jean.
They can't have. I mean,
They cannot.
Yeah.
Nope. Patricia, totally agree. Love the smiles when you gift it to them. Oh my gosh, yeah. They're so grateful, right?
Yeah, they are.
You just don't know, guys. There's a reason why these people have left their families for 9 months at a time. Not because they're on vacation. Trust me, far from it. They barely have any time off. They're working hard.
They are.
And so they rely on those tips. Bev says, it's just like the restaurant industry where wait staff salaries are less than normal minimum wage based on the fact they make tips. That is correct. Yep. I meant above, mostly good. I get that. Angela says, I tip every day and bigger tip on the last day. Yeah, Angela, we typically just give it ourselves. I mean, there are some people that do that, and that's fantastic. We just hold it to the end and give them a nice little something. Gina says, these are the same people who never work for tips and do not realize how much they need those tips. That's correct. Absolutely. That's why I said, I hope this person gets off the ship, finds himself fired, and have to go work at McDonald's. Or not McDonald's, but a restaurant where they expect tips, right? McDonald's people don't typically get tips.
No, they don't.
No, but
a
restaurant.
like an Olive Garden.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. You got to go work at Olive Garden. And I hope I sit at your table. I'm not leaving you. And I'm going to occasionally think of giving you a tip. Bev says, people also have to understand that those gratuities are divided with unseen staff, too, who would get nothing if you only tip your room steward. That is correct.
That is very true.
That is very, very true. Isn't there, like, I don't know, 8 or 10 people that get tipped out off of your money? It's all small percentages, but don't take the money. It's ridiculous. Roderick says, absolutely 100%, or 100. I think he meant percent, but
I think so.
Okay. Antonio says, why can't they just include the tip in the cabin fare like they do when they buy a drink? Is it an accounting thing? I would think it would be because those are tips that go towards, I don't want to use the word salaries because they're tips, but cabins, taxes, port charges, those are governmental things, or at least port charges and taxes are governmental things. The cabin fee goes to the cruise line for paying back the cost of their $2 billion ship, your food and stuff. And the tips, it goes into a separate cookie jar, I think. So, yeah. And Yeah, it goes into a separate cookie jar. But you can prepay gratuities when you book your cruise. It can be added. So, look, this all comes down to the bottom dollar, right? Until just recently, the cruise lines never included the port charges and taxes. So when you saw the $199, that was just cabin, and then all of a sudden, by the time you're done, it's $500. Why? Because they added the port charges and the taxes. They didn't hide them, but they put it in at the very, very end on your last screen as you're about to pay. Okay. Now, because of regulations in California, forcing them to be upfront with port charges and taxes, they have changed it across the board, and that port charges and taxes are included. So now when you see a price, it includes everything but gratuities, right? So there you have that. Anyway, Gene says it keeps like out, in, and out. It keeps like out, in, and out. No, I'm not sure what you're talking about, Gene. I'm sorry, hon. She's talking about In-N-Out Burger? Talking about burgers now.
Maybe.
All right. Patricia has a question. Does the piano guy have a tip jar on the piano, or is that just from the old days? You know, that's a good question. I have no idea. Okay, all of you guys going on cruises in the next week or two, everybody go into the piano bar and find out if there's a tip jar on the piano. For some reason, I feel it's probably the olden days, but I don't see why there wouldn't be a tip jar, because they do take requests.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah. Unless the respective cruise lines has said, no, you can't do that anymore.
Yeah.
You know, we pay you X and so dollars, and that's all you're getting.
Yeah. Because
we want to get that tip. We want that money spent, $99, so you can hang off of our ropes course. $8 for Cucina. I mean, it's still not bad. Patricia, I don't know. Yeah, we have several people here watching that are going to be going on cruises here in the next few weeks' time. So, yeah.
Yeah, hopefully they'll check that out for us. Yeah.
Turner's like, he's trying to hide, but we can smell him. Smell-o-vision. Talking about poopy.
Okay. I totally forgot about that.
Oh, Lisa, I like the plumeria flower by the emoji.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, we got plumeria, we got a ship, we got poopy, we got some.
That is actually a wooden flower.
Wooden
Believe it
flower.
or not, it is. Yeah, that was given to me at that was given to me somewhere.
Yeah, somewhere on our travels.
Yeah.
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 We have some boxing gloves, and what's that last one over there? Is that hard hat?
We got a hard hat over there. We got a safety cone somewhere.
We used to put that stuff above our head here, but our valance.
In our old RV, we had there's space above the valance.
There's not. It's the valance.
Slide.
Yeah, it's touching the top of the roof here, so we have no room to put that stuff. So we're space challenged. Anyway, so hopefully you could see that, even though we're in the small camera there. Anyway, Macrina says, I always saw a brandy snifter on the piano bar for tips. All right.
Okay.
Again, yeah, let's check current times. I haven't paid attention.
No, me
right?
either. We just stick our head in there and listen for a little bit, and we leave. But I never once thought to see if there was a tip jar.
Angela says, we don't claim her in our community. No, we don't. She's not on our group cruise, is she? No, she is not. No, we definitely don't. Where's Danny Mac? I'm sure it's his wife.
Oh.
That's what he always says. It's not your wife, Danny, is it?
Oh, man.
I'm just kidding, Mrs. Mac. But he started it. Oh, my gosh.
I hope you're over there smacking him.
Yeah. Hush about the hurricane. That's the week of the group cruise. Yeah, it is actually, isn't it? Right? Group cruise. You know what? It's about time we have a conversation about the group cruise, isn't it? Let's have a little group cruise talk.
All right. Come join us November 8th, 2025.
There'll be meet and greets,
Parties,
pineapples.
ducks, and of course the live shows.
Don't miss our first ever group cruise. We'll see you on the horizon. So there you go, everybody. There's the information about the group cruise. There's our email. If you are not already booked on the group cruise and would like to go, please send me an email, tallmanscruiseadventures@gmail.com. We will put you in touch with the agent that is handling the booking. If you didn't know, we are not travel agents, and so we did not set this cruise up to make money off you guys like most group cruises are. This is just about spending time with the Tall Man Clan. So please come and join us. Be part of the group. You do need to book into the group, though, to be part of all the group functions. So just send us an email to Tall Man's Cruise Adventures. And while you're at it, please do us a huge favor. Hit that subscribe button. Become part of the Tall Man Clan. It is free to you, costs you absolutely nothing, and we sincerely appreciate it.
Yes, we do.
Yes, we do. We need a little extra loving today because we are so tired. So everybody hit the thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already subscribed because we need a boost.
Yes, we do.
Macrina says they probably chartered the ship. If the ship was chartered, it would say the ship's chartered.
Yeah, that's not information that you would want to hide.
No, and it is frequently, there are frequent press releases put out about cruises being canceled because of a ship charter.
Yeah.
But to be vague like operational issues when you're 15 months out, it just, to cancel 2 cruises?
Operational needs, I believe it was.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway. Patricia says, I know, I was thinking those are our group cruise dates 15 months from now.
I was too. All
Yeah.
these operational needs.
Yeah. They're canceling their cruises because they're all coming on the group cruise with us. That's the goal, man. 10 years from now, we're going to have so many people part of the Tall Man Clan. We're chartering an entire cruise ship.
That would be so fun.
Right? Who wants?
Yeah.
Who's in?
Yeah.
Who's in? Right? I'm in. Are you in? Who's in? Are you in? Are you in over there? Are you in over there? I'm in.
Could you imagine? That would be the funnest group of people ever.
Right?
Yeah.
That would be fantastic.
Yeah.
I'd have a freaking blast.
Right.
Bring on our own entertainers and, yeah, paint the ship. TMC.
I like it.
Yeah, you can do that if you charter a ship.
Can.
Yeah, you can put
I
your
know
logo
you
on there.
can. Yeah.
Yeah.
Put the tall man right on the. Yeah.
And the horn will play this.